Open on a scene of some obscenely dirty feet being cleaned by a servant. Do you see it? The servant on one knee, his friends who should have been disqualified by the pre-screened background checks that come with serving, but somehow these people passed. And you see, this Friday would test all of that. The story of Good Friday is not easy, and it is not clean, even though we sometimes fall into that trap. No, this story centers around betrayal. It's brutal. We call it good mostly because eventually it's redeemed. We say, Good Friday, O death, where is thy sting? But we know the whole story. Sure, after the stone rolls away, then it becomes Good Friday. After bypassing the security of a community who was locked away, hiding with teeth chattering after beckoning Thomas to come touch and see, then yes, at that point, it becomes Good Friday. But on that Friday, it was defeat. It was rethink and retreat. It was refrain from speaking. It was deny and survive. It was, God, what are you thinking? It wasn't good yet. Terror, loss, pain, isolation, 3 years now in vain. Dedication gone instantly. Instead of power ascendancy, it was dream-crushing vacancy. And we look back now and we think that they were witnessing history, but what was their experience? Where is God? He is a mystery. That night started with one last supper, lounging, still living off the victory that was a truly triumphant entry. Jesus teaching, I go and prepare a place. Their faces explaining they don't know the way. Jesus comforts. He says, in my Father's house are many rooms with views of golden hues, and there's a room for you too. Take heart. Hang in there tonight. It's going to get dark. And so Jesus breaks bread in the company of his closest associates. He says, my body broken for thee. Then cup, blood poured out, grace so free. Do this when you get together and remember me. And one more thing. One of you has a deal with the Pharisees, Judas. It's time that you get moving if you're going to do this. Now at Gethsemane, as Jesus bled sweat, he found the strength to say, yes, your will, Father, not mine, be blessed. With a wrath-satisfying offering of obedience, alone with his slumbering friends, Jesus commits. Suddenly, at the gate, soldiers, Judas, a kiss that betrays, Peter, slashes, soldier filleted. Jesus, ear in hand, makes a tense moment tame, saying, take me away, for this is a moment that was already ordained. And as we all know, illegal, middle-of-the-night tribunals never satisfy justice, and so the council comes to the conclusion agreed upon already that Jesus is guilty of blasphemy. Son of man, Son of God, we'll see. Two possibilities. He'll be crucified or God will intervene, but either way, the council needs deniability, so it's on to Pilate for sentencing. And while this mockery of justice proceeds outside by a charcoal fire, they see that Peter is from Galilee. He denies in threes. You've got it wrong. I am not he, and I don't know this Jesus with whom you speak. And in that moment, a rooster immediately reminds him of the words he never believed that he'd speak. Before morning, you will deny me. Cut to a different, more macabre scene. Judas, guilt-ridden in despondency, returns his 30 silvery pieces of blood money to the treasury, gives up hope, hangs himself from a tree. Meanwhile, in our main story, Pilate now has his turn to look into the face of Christ, to decide if he will incite a riot, if he is the kind of Messiah the people will buy into. Are you the king of the Jews? I must know. Jesus responds, if you say so. Like a lamb looking at slaughter, Jesus stays silent, but Pilate isn't buying it. This guy isn't threatening a riot. And so Pilate offers up a choice. Freedom for one, Barabbas or Christ. The council whips the crowd into frenzy, and Pilate can't believe that they're choosing what they're choosing, but sees that this crowd is getting crazy. Crucify Jesus? Fine. I'm washing my hands of this. And so Jesus is stripped down to nothing and facing black eyes, blue face, red back, whipped with glass and stone, tightly laced, crowned with thorns of disgrace, carries his own cross to the place of his own execution, crucifixion. As nails are driven through flesh, Jesus hangs, struggling for breath, he waits. Putting aside any pride, Jesus lays down his own life, breathing his final breath, listless. It is finished. Not good. Certainly not good yet. Dark, brutal, bloody. God's plan, cloudy. Where is he? Where is hope in this story? It was a mystery on that Good Friday.